Yeah, this is Tom Mayers. This is a test. It seems like I've been doing tests now for the last 60 years. So I've got all these projects and a camera that is getting older every day. And you know, these cameras, they're like a thing of milk. And they have an expiration date. They're only gonna be good for so long. So what I'm trying to do is just see how good they are. I'm gonna be experimenting with the light and yeah, different things. So this is Tisi's photos. So she had a good camera. She married a wealthy guy. He bought her a good camera, and these are some of the pictures. So these pictures are from, oh, I don't know, 1930, 1940. And so anyway, that's Daddy with his dog. This is Aunt Karis. She was always sweet. She was a nurse. And this was a trip they took. And again, like I said, this is Tisi's good camera. And she got a divorce, but ended up with some good pictures. And I'll say who it is when I think of it. This is my mother, Fran, on the left, and Tisi. This is a family photo right here with grandmother in the hammock and mother sitting down holding her hand. It's very sweet. Tisi in the hammock. There's Tisi's head. So these may not be perfect, but they may be as good as I'll ever get. At least the camera's good. That's Kate in the hammock. And there is Renee, Tisi, and Daddy. There's Kate with a bicycle. Say everything's a test. This is Tisi, a very pretty lady. I'm trying it with the fluorescent lights, and then I'm going to go and turn the fluorescent lights off. There's a young Tisi. It's obviously before she married and got the camera. There's Daddy and grandmother in the hammock. There is Renee, mother, Tisi. That's about all I'm going to get out of that. There they are on a trip up in the mountains in North Carolina. Oh, there's a picture missing. No telling. Over the years, I've had people go through these albums, and I don't know, every once in a while there's a picture missing. I don't know whether people just liked the picture or didn't think I'd appreciate it, or just took it. So this, I think, in North Carolina on a trip, a family trip. Mother, Daddy. This looks like a Florida scene. Looks like Tisi and maybe Daddy, and there's mother in the hammock. So it's fun, you know, with these you can, you know, look and say, well, you know, one of them was taking the picture. So the one that's not in the picture is the one who was taking it. So there's mother right there. And there's Daddy right there. Florida scene, looks like trees and mother, flowers on the table, real pretty. It's like Daddy paddling a boat. There's Tisi. So I've done this before. I just have this new camera, or not new anymore, but I'm trying to get some of this. So I'm going to There's Tisi. She's got quite the figure. It's like Aunt Madeline and Michael. Aunt Madeline was a character. Was Daddy smoking a cigarette. Smoked cigarettes all of his life and died of cancer of the colon. You figure. Go figure. Michael at Land's End. Land's End when it was a cottage. Michael swimming. You know, there was a point where it was just Michael. So everybody wanted to photograph Michael because there wasn't anybody else. When I came along, they'd all had enough of photographing everybody. It's the family, mother and her family, and then Peanut, I think. Some of the mayors sitting around in the cottage. Shows how close it is to the water, Land's End. There it is, looks like a little too close. They look kind of worried if you look at their postures. There's Land's End. People in front of Land's End. Looks like Blythe and Alice, maybe. Ray Charles, Edith Charles, Ray Charles. It's all here at the north end of Longboat Key. It's where everything was happening back then. Michael in a chair, maybe. Is that Michael? Yeah, maybe. Kids at a party. Kids at a party. Michael and Joni probably. It's a group of kids. People taking the boat out at Land's End. Grandmother's on the left. Mother's sitting down. Looks like same boat, same scene, just different photograph. Right in front of Land's End. There's Nancy Kamensky, grandmother, looks like Aunt Madeline, and there's Daddy and Mother pregnant. Like I said, this is all a test. We're trying it with the fluorescent lights, trying it with no lights. You know, this is just the ambient window lights. I have a pretty light in my room, I'm fortunate, and Tisi. 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 That's Tisi and a friend. Tisi. This is an automatic camera and it's doing its thing. You know, it selects the face and starts focusing on the face. And that's a good thing. You know, the more things the camera can do automatically, the less room for operator error. That's my theory. And like I said, this camera's over a year old. There's certain issues that I was going to have fixed under warranty, but you know, it's kind of getting late for a warranty. It's past a year. And when I actually called them up, Sony said, oh, well, we're having problems with COVID, so we're not processing complaints. And then the next thing you know, I called them up. There's Tisi all dressed up. All dressed up. And Sony said, well, we're not handling any more complaints. It's over a year. You're out of warranty. It's your tough luck. So that's it. Let's try it. See how it goes. Yay. So there we are with no fluorescent light. And you know, the people at the table are, yeah, I mean, there's like, looks like Justine and it's like some of her family. Mother and some friends. Grandmother. You know, I really don't know. Maybe that's Tisi. And there's Tisi with some friends. She's a very pretty woman. She is. She could have been like Hedy Lamarr. Looks like some actress from the 40s or 50s. So like I said, this is all an experiment. Everything you do in life is an experiment, and you better get used to it. So one of my favorite pictures. Apparently she took this one. But, you know, I say these are Tisi's pictures. I don't know. That's how I cataloged them a long time ago. I'm assuming I knew what I was doing, but who knows. Tisi, Catherine and Clint Ashmore. He was worked for the state of Florida, prosecuting attorney. And that's at some, I think, resort or something, like a spring. And there's Chap, Ashmore, and Michael. And Chap just sort of disappeared. He was a Vietnam War hero. And he was a long-range paratrooper. And he broke his leg behind enemy lines. And at least that's what I heard. They are riding a bicycle. If I was creative, I could get the Queen song Bicycle, or the Pink Floyd song Bicycle. Put it in the background with all these bike ones. I think that's Daddy riding a bike. I'm not sure. Well, that looks like me squirting a hose with maybe Michael supervising. There's me with the hose, and kids are just fascinated with hoses. There's Joni on the slide, or it looks like the slide. I don't know what it is. Michael and Mary. Mary was like, someone a spinster, who never married and went to church a lot. But she was always sweet and nice. We all like Mary. I think anybody has any questions about Mary, she was a sweet lady. And so, these may be a success, or they may not. But it's just the beginning of my experiments, because I have lots of photos and albums. And this is just, I've got nothing better to do. As you get older, a beautiful day sometimes is just hot. We got red tide. I'm in the air conditioning now. Michael and Joni in an inner tube. Daddy and Michael and Joni. It's all Land's End. So I did this years ago, and I have them, where I actually went through some of my photo albums and videotaped them. But this camera's better. They better be making better cameras than they used to. Video cameras. There's Michael at a pool. There's Joni, Tommy, and Susie Mullen. There's Michael standing outside of some place. It's very proper. Michael handling a snake. Boy, glad they got that one on photo of that. There's Joni with some friends. Michael as a geisha. I didn't know she used to be a geisha.